What's up everybody, my name is Hannah and I just went on a trip to Calgary. It was an art trip and so it was with my art teacher and we went to this great store called the Mona Lisa Artist Materials. Now in this store they had a lot of great stuff and so I got, where is it? Calligraphy nibs, which are great because my other nibs that I got, these are a lot thicker than my older nibs. All these nibs here, they're really thin, and when I first got them, I thought that when the ends would split, that it would make the lines a lot thicker, and I didn't really know anything. And then I went in and they were like, hey, you know what, if you want thicker lines, then you should get one of these where the nib is actually thicker. It's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So I'll be using those sometime. Yeah. I also got a sketchbook here. It's by Strathmore. It's called Visual Journal. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't just say sketchbook, but it's a mixed media sketchbook. It says it's made of 100% cotton, so I've never actually seen that before. It's 68 pages, well 34 sheets, but use them front and back. It's 64 pages. It's really thick pages, which is nice because I want to, like, for this what I want to do is I want to make one of those really nice sketchbooks where it looks like they're all planned, and this one I'm actually going to plan. And on here in this inside it says it's really good for like markers and things like that, and that is actually what I'm going to be talking about today. At this store they had this, oh, what's that? Oh, that's a pencil. Okay, they had this sketchbook, and according to this sketchbook and according to every single person in that store, they said it was 100% waterproof, which means that it will not leak, markers will not leak through it at all. And I've been on the lookout for a marker paper that doesn't leak through because I'm cheap, so I want to buy it one sketchbook once that I can use both pages, won't leak through, cheaper. And what I've been normally using is either this paper, I don't know what it's called, but it feels like plastic, it's super thin, and it wears through on the inside. Like you can see there's the marker all on the inside, so I wouldn't be able to make a sketchbook out of this or anything because then I would only be able to use one side, but it's really cheap, so that's what I was using. Also, I can't blend very well. Like you can see, it's very, like, it's almost like if you don't blend watercolors, that's kind of what it looks like. And it's not great, but the colors look really good. And also on this paper, which is just plain Bristol board, it also shows through. And now this stuff is a lot better at blending, like you can see on like Tintin's shirt. I did a lot of blending, so it looks fine for blending, but it wears through, so I can't cut it up and make a sketchbook or anything out of it. But this stuff, it's actually made out of stone, so it says it doesn't soak through at all, because I mean you can't really soak through with stone, but so I'm really hoping that it works. I've never actually seen this before. I was looking at all the marker papers and then I asked them if they had anything better than just regular marker paper, because I hate the feeling of marker paper, and this stuff feels really smooth. It feels like paper, pretty normal paper. It doesn't feel too bad, so I'm just hoping they didn't sell me office paper, because that would, like, so yeah. This sketchbook was $15 Canadian, not American, so yeah. This stuff is by Heart and Stone, and the Bristol board here, it's by Strathmore, so if you wanted to see that. Yeah, Bristol board's pretty good, except for the fact that it leaks through. So, and since I don't 100%, this stuff's strong. I don't 100% believe in that it'll actually work yet. I'm gonna put this stuff, just the back page, in between the paper because I am kind of scared that it will still leak through. But they said, like, they were talking to me and they're like, this stuff, it's literally the best because they were putting watercolors on it and it didn't go through or anything. So I'm really hoping that it actually works. As I can see already, it's really good for pencils. Like that is, it doesn't blend also. It doesn't go through. Not go through. What am I trying to say? What's the word? Oh, it doesn't, it doesn't, you know what I mean. When like the graphite moves, that's what I mean. Yeah, definitely. See how erasing works. Oh, erasing's not too good. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, so far the con of this paper is that it does not erase very well. Like you can't, so I'm gonna have to go really, really light because it doesn't erase very well at all. I'm going to use my ink. I'm gonna actually try out the new calligraphy pens that I just got for this, since it shouldn't leak through, because they say since they said that they're using watercolors on it, I'm gonna say that it's safe to say I can use some pretty watery inks on it. I'm gonna actually use my old one, not that one. I'm gonna use this one. No, not that one. Which one? This one. I'm gonna use that just for this start, because where'd my pen go? Oh, these are just speedball quill things. Now what I normally do, I mean, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. What I normally do for calligraphy is I just take a napkin and put this whole thing together. Oh, I should put that on this side. Dip it in like pretty far and then just dab it on, because you can see if you don't want to get leaks, because that always sucks when it leaks. Ooh, this is really nice to do clay. It's a little bit rough, like you can tell the lines are a bit rough, but this compared to trying to do it on Bristol board is so much nicer. I got some erasers here. I got a cheap one, a better than cheap one, and a better one. I don't know what the brands of any of these are, but I'm just gonna test them all out to see which one works better. So first off, well, this one's working pretty well. Ooh, I forgot to ink there. Oh well, that's fine. So far, this crappy one, it's crap. These two ones, this one I think it's a Staedtler one. It's one of those. It's kind of like squishy, but not squishy. Like, you know what I'm talking about. It's the Staedtler eraser. This one is just one I found around. So, yeah, that is that. Now I'm gonna do some coloring. Oh, I forgot my color chart. Crap. I'll just use this. Should I use this paper? Yeah, I should. Okay. So the markers I'm going to be using, because I got this for markers, so I'm obviously gonna color in markers. I use Blick Studio markers. They're not I really like them. They're not Copics because Copics are expensive and I don't have money for Copics. They're nice, but as you can see, like with this paper, they're the alternative. They're not amazing. They're not the best. They're not amazing, but they're good enough that I like them. The one problem with them is if you don't have your color chart, the top is a lot different than what you get out. Ah, that wasn't too bad. Oh no, that's pretty bad. So, yeah, if you're pretty. Oh, also I've noticed with this paper is that when you have a marker, since it stays on the top, it never truly dries. So it the black, like darker colors, will transfer over onto the markers. I'll use that color. Well, here's the moment of truth. Ooh, makes a scratchy sound when you put it on, but it doesn't bleed. Like, it's very crisp. Oh. Never actually done, what do you call it? I've never done inking before I put markers on, so I don't know how it's gonna react. I think it might blend in a little bit. That's too bad. I'm gonna have to use a different marker beforehand. Oh well, so this black part here, that's because of the ink. That's got nothing to do with the markers or the pad. But it blends really nicely. Like, I've been pretty sketchy here, I guess you could say. I haven't been like doing the whole circle-y trick since this is a little bit of a small piece. And it blends in together pretty nice. So blending looks really nice on this paper actually. Like, it blends in pretty well. That's really nice. You could almost, it's almost like it sits on top. So, but not in the way where it like sits on top and never dries or dries too much and becomes clunky or something, but like, it just, it's nice. It blends really well. It's also the scratchy noise that you probably can or may not hear. It's like, since it is made out of stone, I don't know how much that'll affect the pens. Like, you don't ever want to do markers on watercolor paper because since the paper is so, it's way too thick and way too rough that it'll, over time your nibs will break down, which is not a good thing. Probably already heard that before. Yeah, now I can actually give her like a nice coffee colored skin. Actually, coffee is a lot darker, but this is the color I think of when I think of coffee. Actually, that's a lie. Well, no, not really. Either brown or white. Or not like white, but like that yellowish. Coffee's kind of like that yellowish, bubbly color. But not really. More like a brown. Brown or yellow. One of the two. I hate using black markers so much. Okay, well, so far, there's nothing on this paper, which means it did not leak through. That's, oh my gosh. Wow. I am super impressed. This paper, oh my gosh. I'm not gonna put it down just yet. I think it's dry. Okay, no, it's fine. That, wow. Oh my gosh. That's really quite incredible paper. It's not, it looks like office paper. Like this cover that they have is way thicker than this paper. It's like half the size, I mean twice the size of this paper thickness. pull that. That's pretty great. That's pretty darn incredible, actually. I finally found my paper. Ah, yes. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. So I sign off my thing. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you can give it a like or a subscribe. I have no idea how many more of these videos I will be doing, since this will be my first one. Thank you so much for watching, and I may or may not see you next time. Goodbye.